Euro 2020 is just a few days away, and we can't wait for the action to get started. We've already done a preview of Groups A, B and C on this channel, so if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. Link in the description below. But for now, let's get into our preview and predictions for the rest of the games and the tournament overall. Who will progress from the group of death, and who are the favourites to be crowned European champions? Beautiful Goal TV takes a look.
Oh, what a finish! Beautiful goal!
Group D sees unofficial tournament hosts England pitted against Scotland, Czech Republic and the team who knocked them out of the 2018 World Cup, Croatia, with all the group games set to take place in England. It has been a long time since there has been so much buzz and excitement surrounding England's chances heading into a major tournament, with Gareth Southgate's squad boasting an embarrassment of riches, especially in attack. Having qualified top of their group with 7 wins from 8 games, Southgate raised eyebrows by including 4 right-backs in his initial 26-man squad. But the fact that he replaced the injured Trent Alexander-Arnold with Brighton's versatile Ben White would seem to suggest that he intends to play 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 at some stage in this tournament, with at least one of the back 3 being a fullback, such as Luke Shaw or Kyle Walker. Harry Maguire faces the race to be fit for the tournament, having picked up an ankle injury in Manchester United's penultimate game of the season, meaning England could be somewhat vulnerable at the back. That being said, they do still have John Stones, Connor Cody and Tyrone Mings, although the latter's temperament is questionable at times, as showcased in the recent friendly against Austria. At fullback, they are truly spoiled for choice, with Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell fighting it out on the left, while Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier and Reece James give Southgate another selection headache on the right. In midfield, Declan Rice looks certain to act as England's pivot, although it remains to be seen if he'll be joined by fellow holders Calvin Phillips and Jordan Henderson, or if Southgate will be bold enough to play youngsters Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham or Phil Foden alongside him. Foden could also easily slot into a more advanced role on either wing, where he'll be competing with the likes of Marcus Rashford, Jack Grealish and Raheem Sterling, as well as Jadon Sancho for a starting berth. With one of the world's best strikers and captain Harry Kane leading the line, it's no wonder England are seen as one of the favourites for the tournament. The only question mark around their capabilities is whether Southgate has the tactical dexterity to guide such a talented group of players. While the 3 Lions are favourites in the group, they will face a stern test in their opening game against Croatia, who still have a really strong squad, despite the wave of retirements that followed their 2018 World Cup final defeat to France. Vedran Čorluka, Mario Mandzukic and even Rakitic have all hung up their international boots, but Zlatko Dalic can still count on the quality of Luka Modric, Mateo Kovacic and Marcelo Brozovic in midfield, all of whom have had great seasons at club level, while strikers Andrej Kramaric and Ante Rebic both banged in the goals for Hoffenheim and AC Milan respectively this season. Having qualified as group winners, they will be hoping to upset England in that opening game at Wembley and repeat the feat in the tournament proper. But even if they fail to do that, they'll almost certainly qualify for the knockout rounds. Another team who will be keen to upset England again are the Czech Republic, who finished second in England's qualifying group and inflicted their only defeat of the campaign in a 2-1 win in Prague. A far cry from the world-class Czech team of the mid-2000s, featuring the likes of Pavel Nedved, Thomas Rosicky, Milan Baros and Jan Koller. This team doesn't have any stars or household names, but they do have undoubted quality. West Ham's Thomas Souček was one of the most impressive central midfielders in the Premier League last season, while fellow Hammer Vladimir Koufal was outstanding at right back. Burnley's Matej Vydra and Patrick Schick are their main threats up front, with the latter having scored 4 goals in qualifying, and they'll be competitive in this group. Having qualified via a dramatic penalty shootout in the playoffs, Scotland, making their first appearance at a major tournament since France '98, will be looking to cause a few upsets and certainly have a squad capable of doing that. Captain Andy Robertson is one of the best left backs in the world and is a real leader on the pitch, while in midfield they have the robust duo of Manchester United's Scott McTominay and Aston Villa's John McGinn, with Chelsea protege Billy Gilmore waiting in the wings. Che Adams is their main threat up front and Ryan Fraser is also capable of troubling the opposition. Steve Clarke will know it is crucial for them to win their first game against the Czech Republic if they are to have any hope of progressing. Prediction: England should maximise on their home advantage and progress as group winners, with Croatia and Czech Republic in 2nd and 3rd, and Scotland finishing bottom of the group despite a strong showing. Group E will see Spain take on Poland, Sweden and Slovakia in what should be a very open group. Spain manager Luis Enrique caused quite a stir with his squad announcement, opting to select just 24 instead of the allocated 26 players, leaving behind several established stars such as Sergio Ramos and Daniel Carvajal, due to the pair suffering several injuries last season and not playing enough football. Yet, he chose to select former Man City defender Eric Garcia, who missed half the season through injury, as well as Aymeric Laporte, who recently gained Spanish citizenship but has never actually played for the country and only featured a handful of times for Man City last season. The fact that Enrique also chose to leave out Nacho, Lucas Vazquez and Marcus Asensio, despite all featuring prominently for Real Madrid last season, means Spain will head to a major tournament without any Real Madrid players in the squad for the first time ever. Of course, that would have nothing to do with Enrique's Barcelona ties, would it? Whatever the reason, despite the lack of Los Blancos representation, La Roja do still have a more than decent squad, albeit nowhere near the quality they had when they were double European and world champions back in 2012. David De Gea will start in goal while Cesar Azpilicueta will lead the backline, which is sure to include the talented Pau Torres, fresh off his Europa League triumph with Villarreal. In midfield, Enrique is blessed with an array of options including Marcos Llorente, Ferran Torres, Koke, Dani Olmo, Thiago Alcantara, and Rodri. Sergio Busquets would also be involved, but his positive COVID test last week caused significant disruption in the team's preparation, with the players being forced to train individually for a few days. Up front, Barcelona youngster Pedri and Sociedad's Mikel Oyarzabal will provide the width, with Villarreal's prolific Gerard Moreno likely to start up front. Sweden finished runners-up in Spain's group in qualifying, ahead of Norway, and despite missing the god that is Zlatan Ibrahimovic through injury, Jan Andersson has some top-quality players at his disposal, including RB Leipzig's Emil Forsberg and Juventus star Dejan Kulusevski, who was one of the few bright sparks for the old lady last season. Up front, Alexander Isak and Marcus Berg both possess a real goal threat, and with the likes of Victor Lindelof and Emil Kraft at the back, they are not to be underestimated. Poland, meanwhile, will be looking to continue their excellent form from qualifying, where they finished as group winners ahead of Austria, largely thanks to Robert Lewandowski's 6 goals in 10 games. The striker is coming off one of the best seasons of his career, having just broke Gerd Müller's record for the most goals in a Bundesliga season, with 41. He will be confident of finding the net against any of the defenses in this group. In midfield, Gregor Krokowiak and Leeds United star Mateusz Klich pull the strings, while Wojciech Szczesny and Lukas Fabianski are both top-class options in goal. The Poles will not be pushovers in this group. Far more likely to fill that role are Slovakia, who are the only team other than Scotland and North Macedonia to qualify, having finished third in their qualifying group. Despite having a decent goalkeeper in Newcastle's Martin Dubravka and a world-class centre-back in Inter's Milan Skriniar, Slovakia's main problem is scoring goals. In attack, they are still heavily reliant on former Napoli forward Marek Hamšík, who was their top scorer in qualifying. When they do score, they invariably let goals in at the other end, as demonstrated by their +2 goal difference in qualifying. Prediction: Spain and Poland should progress as winners and runners-up respectively, with Sweden finishing third and Slovakia making an early exit. Finally, we have Group F, otherwise known as the Group of Death, featuring 3 of the tournament favourites in world champions France, defending champions Portugal, and 3-time winners Germany, as well as Hungary. This group should produce the most drama and highest quality matches of the group stage, with plenty of intriguing tactical battles. France have arguably the best and most complete squad in the tournament, with immense quality all over the pitch. Such is the depth of talent available to Didier Deschamps that talents such as Dayot Upamecano, Ibrahim Konate, Theo Hernandez, Edward Camavinga, and Hossein Aouar have been left out. The world champions show their class in qualifying, topping their group and winning 8 of their 10 games, losing just once, and come into the tournament as overwhelming favourites. With the experience of Hugo Lloris in goal, the quality of Presnel Kimpembe and Rafael Varane at the back, with Benjamin Pavard and Lucas Hernandez at fullback, and the athleticism, power and technical prowess of N'Golo Kante, Paul Pogba and Tolisso in midfield, as well as the attacking verve of Antoine Griezmann, behind the pace and killer instincts of Kylian Mbappe and the returning Karim Benzema, their status as favourites is hardly a surprise. Add to that the fact that they have the likes of Jules Koundé, Luca Digne, Thomas Lemar, Kingsley Coman, Ousmane Dembele and Olivier Giroud in reserve, just to name a few, and it is genuinely hard to imagine any team stopping them in this tournament. If there is a team capable of stopping them, it could well be Germany, who will be playing all of their group games at home. Joachim Löw will be taking charge of Die Mannschaft at a tournament for the 5th and final time, with Hansi Flick due to replace him after Euro. The veteran coach has enjoyed a largely successful tenure in charge, spanning 15 years, with the pinnacle being Germany's World Cup triumph in Brazil in 2014. They have also reached several semi-finals and finals under his management, but his legacy was somewhat tarnished by their humiliating group stage exit at the 2018 World Cup. He'll be hoping to put that right this time round, and has the squad to do it. Despite a tumultuous last 2 months, which included an embarrassing 6-0 defeat to Spain in the Nations League, Germany come into this tournament in good form, having hammered Latvia 7-1 in their final warm-up game. They have one of the world's best in Manuel Neuer in goal, and a formidable back three of Mats Hummels, Matthias Ginter, and Champions League winner Antonio Rudiger. Robin Gosens and Lucas Klostermann will start in the wing-back roles, unless Low opts to play Kimmich at right wing-back and play Ilkay Gundogan and Toni Kroos in midfield. That may be a viable option given that Kimmich's regular midfield partner, Leon Goretzka, faces a race to be fit for the tournament and is almost certain to miss the first few games. Thomas Müller, making his return to the squad having not featured in the qualifying or Nations League campaigns, should start ahead of the midfield pivot in his trademark Raumdeuter or Space Explorer position, constantly probing for space and taking up intelligent positions. Despite being a veteran now, he is in some of the best form of his life, having racked up 15 goals and 24 assists for Bayern Munich last season. With any one of Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Serge Gnabry or Leroy Sané starting ahead of him, he'll have plenty of opportunities to put that creativity to use. Germany face France in an all-important group opener in Munich, which could decide who tops the group. Portugal will be hoping for a draw in that game, as they will expect to have put Hungary to the sword by the time France and Germany kick off in Munich. Fernando Santos' team are in fantastic form going into the tournament, having dispatched Israel 4-0 in their final warm-up game on Wednesday. This Portugal team is a much more complete attacking unit than the side that rode their luck and relied on defensive solidity en route to winning Euro 2016. The team has evolved and has a lot more strength and depth in all areas. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is still their leader and talisman, having scored an impressive 11 goals in 8 games during qualifying, and will be looking to score the 6 goals he needs to become the all-time top scorer in international football during the tournament. But unlike 2016, Ronaldo is not Portugal's sole attacking threat, and he now has a host of talented players around him. That would be thanks to the emergence of Man City playmaker Bernardo Silva, who was named player of the tournament as Portugal won the Nations League, and Manchester United's talisman Bruno Fernandes. Santos still employs his favorite 4-4-2 diamond, but now has more options to play it in a more offensive way, with Ruben Neves and Danilo capable of stepping in for William Carvalho, and Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva providing the attacking quality, while João Moutinho and Renato Sanchez provide balance. Up front, they can field Ronaldo with Liverpool frontman Diogo Jota or Atletico Madrid sensation João Felix, who could really come of age at this tournament. At the back, they have one of the best defenders in the world in Ruben Dias, with Man City teammate João Cancelo at fullback, alongside the experience of Pepe, who is still performing at an elite level despite his age, with the ever so consistent Rui Patricio in goals. If they beat Hungary in their group opener as expected, they should progress to the knockout rounds, where they will be a threat to any opponent. Hungary scraped into the tournament via the playoffs, having finished 4th in their qualifying group, making them the only team to qualify, having finished lower than 3rd. They have real trouble keeping clean sheets, with goalkeeper Peter Gulaski having conceded 13 in just 10 games through qualifying. Their biggest goal threat is RB Leipzig defender Willi Orban, who scored 3 goals during the qualifying campaign, while Mainz striker Adam Slalai also has a good eye for goal, despite being inconsistent. Unfortunately for Hungary, they find themselves in the group of death and have no chance of surviving. Prediction: France to top the group, ahead of Germany and Portugal, with Hungary losing all 3 games and finishing bottom. So there you have it, our complete preview of the group stage of Euro 2020. With so many quality teams competing, it's difficult to pick a winner so early on, but our feeling is that the winner will be England or France. But who do you think will emerge as the new European champions? Who will be the top scorer? And who will be the player of the tournament? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you're new to the channel for more beautiful Goal TV content coming soon. As always, thanks for watching, much love, take it easy, and keep enjoying the beautiful game.